you wanted the best, you've got the best podcast, the hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, folks. It's Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com. There you go. When the Iron Lady sings, that makes it official. Welcome to the big show. My family and friends. She just kind of scared me there. She jumped out of nowhere. The Iron Lady sings it. Welcome to the big show. As always, for 16 years, 2,700 episodes. I think we're crossing over today or tomorrow into 2,800 episodes. So I got to start saying stuff like that. But we're on our way to 3,000 this year because we're old. Refer the show to your family, friends, and relatives. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, and YouTube.com/Chris Voss, Facebook.com. Whichever I didn't say is what I did say and repeated. So there you go. That's just how the show rolls. Today we have an amazing young man on the show with us today. His book is entitled Sam's Place, The Tale of a Small Town Cafe, out March 3rd, 2025. Randy L. Quinn joins us on the show. We're going to get into it with him, his details, and some of the other book offerings he has as well. Randy Quinn currently lives in El Dorado, not far from Wichita, Kansas. Randy grew up in military towns along the coast, never living in any place for more than 4 years at a time as they followed his father's assignments in the U.S. Navy. He graduated from high school in Oak Harbor, Washington, and earned his Bachelor of Science at the University of Washington in Seattle. He earned his Master of Divinity from Garrett Evangelical Theological Seminary in Evanston, Illinois. He served as a United Methodist pastor for 35 years and a Navy Reserve career of 31 years, and he and his wife moved to El Dorado, where their family have a home there. When she passed, they decided to stay because of the small town feel. And after retiring, Randy began writing for his personal enjoyment. Aside from writing, he follows the lives of their 4 children, 7 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren while keeping an active role in his church and community. Welcome to the show. How are you, Randy?
I'm doing great. It's been a great day outside. It's nice, good weather. Yeah, it's a great day.
There you go. It's good to be alive. Any day above ground's a good day, I think.
Yeah, that's
Is that
right.
what we say? So, Randy, give us any .coms, any websites, social media, wherever you want people to follow you on the interwebs.
Yeah, the best way to get to my author website is through Facebook, facebook.com/rrquinn. The website is really long because I'm cheap and I didn't want to pay for one. It's all one word, Randy L. Quinn author .wixsite.com/mysite1. I don't know if you can read that, but I tried to get it all on there. It's just so long. It's easier to go facebook.com/rrquinn, QUINN.
There you go. So give us a 30,000 overview. What's inside your new book?
Yeah, the Sam's Place began as a story I used as a sermon illustration back in 1988. And when I retired, I pulled through all the stories I'd told in different places, put them in a book that I self-published. It was a fun book to write, put together. And I had a friend read it, and he said he really liked this story. And I decided I'm going to play with that one and expand it. And so it was an expansion of an existing really short story. I mean, it was 10 minutes in telling. That was it. And I had a lot of fun with it. And then published it as Sam's Place, the name of the place. I'd never lived in a small town, as you said. I now live in El Dorado. Here in Kansas, we don't pronounce things the way everybody else does. It's El Dorado. And what I found by living in small towns is things I didn't know from living in bigger towns. And one of those things is that people in small towns have to get along with each other. And even if they don't like each other, they still have to live with each other. And that aspect of small town life just fascinated me as an outsider looking in. And so I wrote this story based on the small towns I'd lived in, and had some people that I don't like who were a part of the story, and some of them I really do like that are part of the story. So it was fun to tell.
There you go. I have some novelists that have come on the show, and they like to kill off their in their books. They like to kill off their enemies in real life.
Yeah, yeah.
So it sounds like you maybe include a little bit of that. But tell us about who's the protagonist in the book. Who's your lead character? And what are they up to? Give us a little bit of tease.
Yeah, I mean, the way the original story was, I'm trying to convey this sense that some people are more than just employees; they are more like family. And so the story begins with a guy who has a coffee shop, restaurant in a small town, and most of his kids don't want anything to do with the business. The one who does, nobody in town likes. And so he's trying to figure out what to do with this restaurant. And he's got a waitress that she is cantankerous, but is on purpose, and everybody loves her. And he decides to sell her the store for $5.
Oh, wow.
And from that, I expanded the story, included her storyline and life, and his story and how they get to this point. And so the two characters, Sam and Kathy, are the primary ones. There's also his son, Larry, who Contrary Larry is what we wind up calling him.
Contrary Larry?
But as I was writing it, I thought, there's got to be something good about this guy. And so I found a way to find the good in him and put him in a place where he was able to succeed as well. So that was kind of fun to work through his story.
There you go. So when did you discover that you kind of had a knack for writing? Had you always been writing since youth, or did it? We talked in your bio about after your wife sadly passed that you kind of found a love of writing. Tell us a bit about that journey.
Yeah, when I retired, I got rid of all of my books and all my things, and amongst them, I found some notes from a novel I'd started back in 1986 that may or may not ever get off the pages there. And I remember doing something like that in college. I think I've always had this yearning to write, but as a pastor, my time was spent doing other things and didn't have time for it. So once I retired, I thought, well, I'm just going to sit down and do this. I also was participating in a couple of retreats where people suggested I start writing for fun or for personal discipline and spiritual practice. And in doing that, I wound up putting together a memoir that I gave to my kids and grandkids at my retirement. And that was kind of fun to do. And I thought, this is fun. I'm going to try it. And so I've been writing ever since.
There you go. Now, you were a pastor or are a pastor. You do a lot of probably writing of the Sunday the speech
sermons.
Sermons.
Yeah.
So you probably have some skill in storytelling, right? And that's usually how we teach is using stories and so probably that was maybe a skill that really helped develop you into an author. Possibly.
It did. I mean, those skills are very much a part of it. Yeah. Although I've also learned that telling a story is different than writing a story.
Tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, I think when I tell a story, people hear and react to pieces of it. That when you put it in writing, they go back and, that's not what he said. In a sermon, every time I said something, somebody would tell me I said something that I didn't say, and I know he didn't say it, but that's what they heard.
That's how they interpreted their filter.
And so there's a big difference between telling and writing, but there's overlap. And so I think, the sermon writing process helped me get ready for this practice.
There you go. So did you have to consider that a lot when you would give speeches? How are people going to interpret this? I mean, people do, filter everything through their own lens. Sometimes their own damage.
I'm sorry, the volume here went real low at the same time my heater kicked on.
Oh, okay. I imagine with doing a sermon, you have to be concerned about how you're perceived, how it's being perceived, because people filter based on their own, their own projections, their own biases, their own, they want to hear what they want to hear.
Right. There's some expectations with preaching that aren't necessarily part of writing. I noticed that really more in this next book I wrote than in Sam's Place.
Plus, the nice thing is you got a reference point where you can be like, I didn't say that. Go read the book.
Exactly.
And then publish the writing out of your sermons so that people, but, people like that. I mean, I think even with books, one of the magics of music and books is people can make their own interpretations and stuff.
Oh man, I knew this would happen. I'm sorry, Chris. The volume on my computer is giving out, and I didn't hear your question. We have to edit this part out.
There you go. Let's move to your second book, this Garden of Eden. To give us a long answer on that one, if you will.
Yeah, Garden of Eden is about a small town in Eden, New York. And it's a love story that happens when a teacher there, part of his adventure is exploring old things. He comes across on an old house, and the old house starts speaking to him. Gives him cryptic clues about a murder that took place. And I tell you, when I was writing that book was so fun to write. I would be writing one day and I'd come upstairs, tell my wife, I can't believe what these characters just did. And then when I got to the end of it, all these clues for a murder that I thought we were working on was a different murder. I thought, whoa, how did that happen?
And you're the one writing the book.
Fun to write. But it was a love story mostly.
All right. There you go. You're the one writing the book, eh? So there you go. So who's the protagonist in this, and what are they up to?
Did you ask about the protagonist in this book?
Yes.
Yeah. The protagonist in that book is the school teacher who is exploring things. He has experienced grief from his own family life, where his dad had died while he was in college, and lived in a big city and is now in a small town and finding joy in the small town life and participating in the life of that community, enjoying that setting. And as I read it, I think I've never been to that town except by Google. And I think I know all about the town from looking down on it, but I wonder what it's like inside the town itself. I wonder what people in Eden, New York would think about it if they read it, but someday maybe I'll get there and ask. So.
Yeah. Go ask those folks, hey man, what you thinking there? So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Any future works, any future books that you have coming out that you're working on?
Yeah, the book I'm working on now, which will probably come out sometime next year. I'm slowing down on this one. I'm intentionally trying to build the characters better. It started with one of those sudden scary aha kind of things. When I was growing up in school, elementary school, I remember learning the trivia about the Aral Sea, which is in the south end of the Ural mountain range between Asia and Europe. And it was the fourth largest saltwater lake in the world when I was in school. It no longer exists. It's gone. And I saw pictures of what looked like ocean-going ships sitting in the sand and kids playing on it. And the kids didn't know it had been a lake or an ocean or a sea. It's scary to me to think that could happen. And so I wrote a fictional story about a lake that disappeared and the culture that disappears because of it. And so there's some things I'm working on with characters in that story. It's been a lot of fun. I've got some people reading it with different areas of expertise so that I can make sure that I'm accurate in the way it described water use and water rights, as well as the process of grief. And so, yeah, that one I'm looking forward to having come out. I don't know what it'll look like. I'm not even sure what I'm going to call it yet, but I think it's going to be Faded Waters, since the waters fade away.
Mm-hmm. Since the waters fade away. There you go.
Yeah.
And
the lake just disappears.
There you go. So how many books total do you have?
I did 2 self-published, and I got 3 that are out there now available. The 3 that are available are the Garden of Eden, Sam's Place, and Voices Overheard. Voices Overheard is a collection of sermons I wrote in the first person. It's probably a pretty small market space, pastors who are looking for ideas, but that one was just collecting sermons that I'd already done. So that was a really easy one to put together.
There you go. There you go. It's and you found. Did you immediately start writing, or what was the process after your wife passed? I mean, this is a great bit of therapy. I think you found maybe for people who go through loss.
Yeah, I don't know how the process starts. Sometimes it's an idea that's out there, and I just thought, well, I got to go with this and see where it goes. Sam's Place was a good example of that. It started with a sermon illustration where I was trying to figure out, how do I convey this idea in the form of a story? And I knew what I wanted to convey, and so I had to create a setting for it and work from there. The Garden of Eden was, one of my retirement bucket lists is to go to all the presidential libraries, and I've been reading presidential history. And the assassination of McKinley captured me. And I thought, I wonder if I can work with that and create a possibility of how somebody participated in that we don't know about. And so I thought, well, it's got to be close there. So I found Town of Eden and started from that idea. And that's what I said, the characters took me places I didn't know. But yeah, I usually sit down and write for a couple hours every day. And I write on the computer rather than by hand. I know some people do it by hand. And every time I rewrite it, I'm editing and changing and adding. And little by little, the story comes together. It's been an interesting process to figure out how to keep track of all of those things. Even in Sam's Place, I found myself writing a timeline so I don't get confused about where I am in the timeline. And to keep that separate, that was hard for me to do. And that's a different skill than the storytelling I was used to doing, because it was a longer time period.
Wow. There you go. It's great that people can find something that can help them deal with loss. Maybe, help them focus on maybe something they had a talent or skill on. So writing is so important, even if you're just writing on your goals in your life and journaling and things. And I think it gives you more perspective. I think it makes you present. One of the things I like doing, one of the things about writing is you have to be present for it. Like the other thing I enjoy doing in my free time is photography. And I'll do street photography a lot of times, or, even in the studio, you're trying to capture that moment, that face, that look. You're trying to capture that lightning in a bottle, that perfect, pose or how she's standing or whatever. Even on the street, you're looking for a human moment. You're looking for that moment of someone holding hands, or someone, doing something kind to other people. You're looking to capture human moments where humans are wandering about doing their thing, and capturing kind of the things that make us human. And so I love that in both writing and photography, where I have to be super present in those moments. And it's so easy to get lost today with social media, doom scrolling. I got 2 dogs that I got an husky puppy. He's always needs attention too. He needs me to be present, that's for sure. He's decided he likes power cords, extension cords, loves to chew on them. So That's not working good for me. So I have to be present to make sure he's not chewing on cords.
Oh, yeah.
But I love the act that it brings you present. And sometimes when you're dealing with grief or loss or issues in your life, or you just need to maybe focus on gratitude, writing can be such a cathartic moment for so many people.
It can. And I find as a writer, and as I'm starting to think in terms of being a writer, I also find myself watching other people and watching facial expressions and saying, how could I describe that expression?
Mm-hmm.
And I know when I'm writing these stories, I imagine what the person is sitting there looking like. So which way are they cocking their head and trying to mirror back what that person is looking like in that setting. And so, yeah, to pay attention to the present and to be here and now is an important skill.
Yeah. Yeah. And being able to write, communicate, and everything else, it just makes you better over time. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out where to put all the commas, but that's what enter is for. Where do these come? I either do too many or not enough. I can never. I'm not sure. I think the comma game and the period game is going to be something I'll grapple with all my life. Does anyone ever? Is there any master of the comma game? Like, is there any declared? I am, the spelling bees. They have, a winner of spelling bees. You can spell well. Maybe they should have like the guy who's the master of commas.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we should try and become one. Maybe we should.
Yeah, well, there you go. We could work together on a book and come up with an answer to that.
We could start one of those. It's like the spelling bees they have nationwide. We could have like a comma bee or something.
Sure.
I don't know. And a comma bee. The fuck. And
well, I know how I beat that game when I was writing sermons. If I couldn't say it all in one breath, it didn't work.
That's good. So, I think I kind of vaguely use that.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I use it in my writing still, I think. Can I say this all in one breath? If not, I need a breath. Where? And is that a comma or is it two sentences?
There you go.
Sometimes two sentences are better.
There you go. I should use that in podcasting because us podcasters, we run off at the mouth and never shut up. Some of us don't breathe either. So that's good. Anything more we want to promote while we have you on the show? Anything we missed? Maybe questions we should ask you?
I don't think I have anything to promote at this point.
Okay.
I really appreciate this opportunity.
There you go. What advice would you give to writers who want to write novels or just write just about anything?
I think it begins with paying attention and I don't have a whole lot of experience yet. 3 novels, that's not a lot. But I think there is that sense of a drive or a passion of something that needs to be told. And paying attention to where those passions come from. And the book I've referred to earlier that I started notes on, I found myself telling someone about it. I thought, wow, I still got a lot of passion about that. Maybe I need to go back to that one because I just jumped right into that one. Wow. Maybe there's more there than I know about.
There you go.
So it's paying attention to where your passions are and trying to figure out how to put that onto paper.
Well, that should be really good then. Yeah. So, put it to paper and do all the things and all that stuff. So anyway, well, as we go out, give people a final pitch out to order up your book, all the .coms, social media, wherever you want people to follow you on the interwebs.
Okay. Well, the books are Sam's Place and Garden of Eden. They're available anywhere you look for books. Sam's Place and Garden of Eden. My website is randylquinauthor.wixsite.com/my-site-1. Easier to find me on Facebook. Facebook.com/RR Quinn, and you can find my that goes to my profile page and has a link to my website there. So
awesome sauce. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show and sharing your wares and inspiring others to do the same. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Randy. And thanks, Sir Onyx, for tuning in. Order up his books wherever fine books are sold. Sam's Place, The Tale of a Small Town Cafe, out March 3rd, 2025. Thanks for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss for your family, friends, and relatives. Facebook.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, YouTube.com/Chris Voss. That was a crazy place on the internet. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to the most amazing, intelligent podcast ever made to improve your brain and your life. Warning, consuming too much of the Chris Voss Show podcast can lead to people thinking you're smarter, younger, and irresistible sexy. Consume in regularly moderated amounts. Consult a doctor for any resulting brain bleed.
All right.